Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Erica and I am a homeschooling mom to 6 amazing girls. All the way from 1-year-old twins to a 13-year-old. So this school year I will have an 8th grader, a 4th grader, a 3rd grader, and then a pre-K 3 kiddo, and then obviously the 1-year-olds that just learn as they grow. Today I will be discussing my 8th graders' curriculum choices, but before I do, I just want to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. This is a lot. This is very, very heavy material. This is a lot of material, and I really kind of want to do a review of our last school year to kind of show you the process of how we got here, but to just briefly summarize, we had my 8th grader specifically had way too much time on her hands last year, to the point that I think she struggled a little bit with having ownership of certain things and the responsibility of herself. She is a very responsible, very helpful, amazing kid, but having that self-responsibility, I think she kind of lacked that, and due to having so much time on her hands. We have always had a math and an English curriculum that we do throughout the year, and we always have good intentions with science and history. However, we start with those and we always deviate from them. My kids are very different and they have different subjects that they like to pursue and different interests, and we love for them to be able to pursue those interests. However, last year we had kind of what we wanted to do, and when we deviated, we never came back to it. That could be because my twins were 4 months old when we started the school year, and then I started watching my nephew during the school year, and a lot of other things happened, just like life happens. And so for those reasons, we never really went completely back to any core history or science curriculum, and it was really kind of just a math and English year, which isn't terrible. I just noticed how for my 8th grader that really affected her, and how she needed a little more structure within her day. And every kid is different. So my younger ones, even when they get to this age, might be a little better at pursuing their interests. She has a lot of interests. She loves to read. She likes to write. But outside of those two things, she kind of is a wanderer. She'll dibble in something for a little bit, but she just scratches the surface. She doesn't really dive deep like my other kids do. And so for those reasons, I have decided that she is going to do a much more formal science and history this year. So my brief story, not so brief. We'll just get into it, and I'll kind of explain as we go, and maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to say. So the first thing that we are doing this year is The World in Motion, the Old Testament by Apologia. We are new to the Christian faith as an entire family. We've only been going to church right about a year now. And only really pursuing our faith for a little while. I don't even know how to explain that. But we didn't grow up, none of us grew up in the faith. My husband or I grew up in the faith. Our daughter is 13. We've only been going to church for about a year. We have a very base level knowledge about God, Jesus, the Bible, all of those things. So what better way to start learning than to start at the beginning? And so this is going to be our family Bible. If you would like to see how I use any of this curriculum, please let me know, and I'll do a video for you to tell you. But we will not be using the student notebook. I bought it, and after looking through it, I think it's not going to fit our family quite right. So we are only going to be utilizing the textbook and the videos that it comes with. And I'm super excited to do that as a family. That is our family Bible. However, Araya will also be doing Knotgrass World History. This is the first book. This is the second book. This is actually technically a 9th grade curriculum. And so she will be getting a high school credit for this, for world history. There are 2 other components that go with this history. There is a Bible component and a world literature component. I'm looking because I do not think... Oh, I only brought up one book. She is going to be doing the literature set with her Knotgrass World History. She will be reading the books. If she does the assignments related to those literature studies and the books, she will also receive a World Lit credit. And then the 3rd credit would be a Bible credit, and that would be her personal Bible credit. At this point, I'm going to have her try to accomplish all 3 of those credits within this Knotgrass history. This is one of the things that I think if this just becomes way too much for her, her course load is too much, and she has given it her best shot, but I can just tell that it's too much for her, one of those components is probably going to drop. Maybe, I don't really know, so stay tuned to my channel to see where we go. But I'm not really sure how we would drop those credits. I might just have her read the books instead of actually doing the literature studies, because these books are phenomenal books. The Art of War, Animal Farm. There are just a lot of really good, solid books that I want her to read. Even if it's not on their timeline, I still want her to read these books. So maybe she doesn't stick with the timeline of reading those books. Maybe she just doesn't do the... Sorry if you can hear crying. My kids are here. Maybe she just doesn't do the assignments related to those. And that's fine. She will still have an 8th grade credit. We don't really do credits here, but she just won't be able to have a high school credit, which is totally fine with me. The reason I'm giving her so many high school credits this year is because she asked for them. And like I said, last year was a lot less, and this year she wants to hit the ground running. So we're going to kind of scoot her that way. The next component... the next thing she is going to be doing is she is going to be doing Algebra 1 with Shoreman Math. I think she can handle it. I think it'll be great. I do think she's going to have to take this course a little bit slower than it's written for, I guess. She doesn't enjoy math. She does relatively well in it. I wouldn't say that she is above and beyond, but she does relatively well in math. She just doesn't love it. And I messed her up a few years ago. We did a curriculum that wasn't a sturdy, solid curriculum for her, and she did not retain that curriculum. And so we kind of were in a catch-up mode. With homeschooling, it's fluid. If they're not in certain levels, it's fine. If they're ahead, that's great. But with her, she did regress. So in that way, she was behind because she herself regressed by doing the curriculum that I had her do for a little while. And so we kind of were catching her up to where she was, and then trying to build off of that. But I do think that she can do Algebra 1. I think it may be a little tricky, but my sister is actually an Algebra 1 tutor, or she has been in the past. So I think that with a tutor, me, her, she can totally rock that. And the second reason that she is in Algebra 1 this year, and I'm kind of pushing her to that, is because she is going to be doing the dive science through Shoreman, the chemistry and physics. And the reason for that is because the level under that, I do want her to do dive science. I think that it's going to be a great fit for her. But the science before that is physical chemistry, or no, not physical chemistry. I was mixing all that up. Earth science, I believe, is what it is. And we did geology this year. And she was not interested at all. That subject matter was really hard to get through. We had a fine curriculum and it was relatively engaging. It's just the material itself she's not interested in. And I would hate to have to put her through that again just for the sake of putting her through it again. So, and she's really excited to do the chemistry and physics science this year. So in order to do that, she also needed to be in Algebra 1, which she was fine with. We discussed it. And that is what she is going to be doing. The next thing she is going to be doing is she is going to be doing the leadership program with her Taekwondo. She does Taekwondo 2 to 3 days a week. And then the leadership program is an extra component of Taekwondo that I believe earns her a PE credit. I don't think that I'm going to make that a 9th grade credit. If she decides that she wants to take that leadership role in 9th grade, I think that it could be a high school credit, but at this point, I'm not really rushing the credits. The next thing is hard. The next thing is language arts. And I am still toying with how to do language arts. She will be using these resources, but my brain is a little wackadoodle with what is actually going to happen this year. She absolutely will be teaching her sisters all about spelling level 1. She is not the best speller. She wants to be a writer when she's older, and she relies heavily on auto check. I am also not a great speller, so I could learn a bit from this, I'm sure. But I'm going to give her the responsibility and the ownership of teaching her sisters how to spell. I think that that would be a great opportunity for me to be able to sit with my preschooler and do a little bit of one-on-one time with her while they are working on this. And so I can be there and kind of like listening in and making sure that what needs to be happening is happening. But I can give my attention to my preschooler. So that's really what that is for. It is to help her and with spelling, and I got the new All About Spelling level 1. So it has the older, I can't remember what they call it. The advanced application, which she will be doing, where it practices the concept in a bigger word. So for example, in lesson 23, it's adding ES to make words plural. And the smaller or the words for younger students would be words like boxes, dishes, dresses. But for her, the words would be radishes, matchboxes, eyelashes, outfoxes. So just more challenging, longer words so that she doesn't feel like it's so under her level, which I really enjoy. I did get the student pack. I'm not sure how much of that they will be doing because I do have older students for spelling. But that's okay. We can start at the bottom, we can work really fast, and we can go from there. We are actually not going to be doing All About Spelling until our week 9. I don't remember why, but we're not. Why are we not doing it until level 9? I don't remember. But we are not. The next component we are doing for language arts is word roots, level 1. This is also supposed to help spelling, but what I really got this for is vocabulary. Again, she wants to be an author one day, so I am trying to really hone in on that and really support her through those dreams that she has and to make her writing just flourish. So word roots, I'm hoping, will be the trick to vocabulary. I really like the way this is set up for her. The next thing I have, and this is the part that I'm not sure how we're going to use it, is we have the Good and the Beautiful High School 1 unit booklets. I don't know how we're going to do this. She's also going to have the readers within that. There are 10 booklets in here, and I am kind of thinking that we are going to use these booklets as unit studies that we do not do all the time. So it might take us a couple years to get through this, because I am considering maybe doing a couple of these and then going into the IEW structure and style. Again, the writing component would be beneficial to her, and it's a much more, I guess, rigorous approach to writing. The Good and the Beautiful is a great program for the elementary years. However, the 6th and the 7th grade just fell flat for my daughter. I'm not really sure why, or if it was a life situation. We had a lot of things happen in the last few years. Or I don't know. It just didn't hit the way it was in elementary school. And so for those reasons, I'm thinking of changing it up a little bit. And I don't know how we're going to utilize it. I do want to utilize it. And I want her to do the honor book study she chose before I kind of thought this all through and am wrapping my mind around doing the IEW. She had already picked which honors book she wanted to do, and she wanted to do Little Men. And I still want her to do that this year. I want her to do the honors book this year because she wants to get into Pride and Prejudice, but she's the kind of kid who wants to save the best for last. So when I had her choose, she chose Little Men with the anticipation that the next year she would do, there's 3 of them. There's another one, and then Pride and Prejudice. So she was trying to keep Pride and Prejudice until the end. And I still want her to get through those because those are good books too. I just don't know how we're going to use the meat of The Good and the Beautiful. She is also totally open to sitting in on the younger kids curriculum. So come back and watch those videos as well, because anything that I talk about for the younger ones, she may sit in on some of those things, and she will go on the field trips that are included with those things. And so she will naturally learn a little bit of those just from being in the house. And then the last thing is something that she wants to do very badly. We considered doing foreign language as a 9th grade credit or high school credit this year, and for a lot of reasons we just couldn't swing it. I couldn't find a curriculum she would like to do American Sign Language. I couldn't find a curriculum that I loved, and Kyle, you threw me off. You text me. I couldn't find a curriculum that I loved for American Sign Language for the high school credit that wasn't extraordinarily expensive. I did find a Spanish, but she didn't want to do that. She may have to do that eventually, just because that is the better option that I found. But for this year, she will be doing American Sign Language with the YouTube channel Learn How to Sign, and I will kind of be making up a curriculum as we go. I'm not sure how we'll do that. Maybe we'll watch one video at the beginning of the week and practice the signs throughout the week. I'm not sure. We will be doing that as a family My 3-year-old loves sign language. She can speak a lot in sign language, and it's amazing. The things that she has picked up on and the things that she just now naturally does as she's speaking, or she sometimes will sign instead of speaking, or instead of verbalizing. I'm sorry, I don't know what the correct terminology behind all of that is, but without verbalizing, she sometimes will sign. And it's just extraordinary how she can communicate. But that's neither here nor there, because this is not about my 3-year-old. This is about my upcoming 8th grader. Those are all of my curriculum choices for my 8th grade daughter, Araya. I'm really excited about this year. I'm glad that we're doing a lot of 9th grade things so that we can dip our toes in those things. And if they're not working, we can change them now before the high school credits really need to be in place. And we can change things as we go. Again, this is a really heavy course load. It's very heavy course load. And I'm willing to flow with her and figure out what works and what doesn't. And she's pretty good about telling me like when something is too much or if she needs more and things like that. But I'm excited and I think she can do it. So I hope she rises to the occasion. Stick around. I do want to be doing quarterly-ish updates. We'll see. And I'll let you know in those videos. Thanks for sticking to the end, guys. Like, comment a book, because if you like this video, leave me a little book emoji, because this is my reader. This is my avid reader. Thanks for sticking around. Like, subscribe, and have a great day. Bye, guys.